Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Saving Sunderland. Now I was going to play at the Liverpool game as a live com, but because of the disappointment of getting knocked out of the Champions League semi-final, I decided just to play it and then we'll review sort of the season as a whole, who's performed well, who hasn't, discuss next season plans, and we might take a look at one or two other leagues to see what's happened in the 6-year period since I started this game. So we've just played Liverpool and we won 3-2, goals from Maximiliano Sugo, Enzo Cabrera and Paul Arola securing the victory. They went ahead through Divock Origi and then went back ahead through Wijnaldum in the second half, but we managed to rally and sort of made our way back into the game. I believe they went down to 10 men. They went down to 10 men because of an injury. I think Divock Origi might not have went off it, but he might have. But yeah, we managed to secure second place in the league. And this is how the Premier League finished. We were 5 points behind Manchester United in first, 5 points ahead Liverpool in third, and well clear of 5th place Chelsea, which is always the aim. It's always to finish top 4. But I'll not lie to you, at the beginning of this season, I did think to myself, I think we've got the players now to win the league. We've got the players to win the title. Whether it's my system or whether it's just a lack of consistency, maybe it's the personalities in the squad that I've got, maybe it was injuries that hit me at the wrong time, Matteo Guendouzi being out for the entire season pretty much. So yeah, there's numerous factors as to why we haven't won the league, but I think the biggest one was we sold Reykjavik in the summer and signed Patrick Haller in his position. As you can see by the clean sheet stats, he did finish third in the Golden Glove, but with Reykjavik, I always felt a bit more secure, and some of the goals you will have seen during the season, Reykjavik would have saved, I can guarantee it. In terms of top goal scorers in the league, we were nowhere to be seen. Alvaro Morata winning that, with Ben Woodburn coming in second, one of our old boys. Marcus Sheldon finishing third, who's someone who I have looked at in the past, but he costs a hell of a lot. And Maximiliano Sugo, eventually 6th place, is where we got. Lincoln went off form very early on in this season, and Maximiliano Sugo made that striker position his own. Whilst the goals might not have came, you can see he only played 22 games and got the 16 goals. That's because I was juggling between Lincoln and Maximiliano Sugo. I think next season I'm going to go full ham with Maximiliano Sugo. He's got the potential to improve. He's already proved himself in the league this season, so you can expect to see him higher up this list at the end of next season. In terms of assists, you can look all the way down. You find Moise Kean, joint 11th, alongside Tanguy and Ndombele, and you can see Lincoln here. He was 15th. In terms of the average rating, Phil Foden became second in that list. Tanguy and Ndombele finished 5th in that list, which is really impressive because in the system like this, I very rarely get a lot from my central midfielders. You know, they're very much there for the ride. But Phil Foden and Ndombele have been a revelation this season. And if Phil Foden's natural fitness stat wasn't so low, that would be even better because pretty much every game he has to come off because of that 9 natural fitness. But as you can see, he's an excellent player. Worth 62 million, 16 caps for England. Now he's still only 22. He's pretty much realised his potential, so we're not going to see too much in terms of growth from him going forward. But he will be a first 11 team member for a long time, I think. So yeah, looking at the table as a whole, Manchester United, Sunderland, Liverpool and Manchester City getting the Champions League spots, with Chelsea and Arsenal getting the Europa League spot. Tottenham all the way down in 9th. They have been disappointing in this year. You know, they're not a top club as you would expect anymore. Middlesbrough, Wolves and Brighton going down. Not too many players I'm interested in terms of their 3 clubs. They're the topsy-turvy teams, Wolves, Middlesbrough and Brighton. They up and down. This is how La Liga finished this season. Real Madrid winning the league, 4 points clear of Barcelona in second. And in terms of the past winners, you can see it's been, on this save at the very least, it's been a very Real Madrid dominated Spain. Roma took the title's not actually quite over in Italy. Juventus could still win the title, as could Roma. And as you can see by the past winners, Napoli actually won it in the first season. Juventus, AC Milan, Juventus, as you would expect, Juventus dominating that really. This guy is one of Juventus' star men. I passed up on him earlier on in the save. He was about 9.5 million, I think. I think he was still at River, maybe. Might have been then. But that's the star man for Juventus now, the top goal scorer in Serie A. And this is how League One looks. PSG winning it quite comfortably this year. They are 18 points clear with 1 game to go. Monaco actually won it the first 2 seasons of this save. and then Paris Saint-Germain have took over since then. Roberto Firmino plays for PSG. Neymar's still there. As you can see, they dominate the average rating stats, so Paris Saint-Germain have definitely made France their game. And finally, we take the last look at Germany and look at Bayern Munich. Neither wonder we beat them 6-0. They only finished 5th in the league this season. That is not Champions League. They are only getting Europa League for next season. Leverkusen, Dortmund and Red Bull Leipzig are going to the Champions League then. As you can see, it's been a Bayern dominated past winners chart, so what's happened to them this season, I have no idea. If you look at some of the outs, Moussa Dembele, Kingsley Coman, Bastoni, I mean, yeah, big players. Kingsley Coman's a good player, as is Moussa Dembele on this save, but you would expect them to be able to replace them with the talent that's available in the game. This is one of the signings. Ardura, absolutely phenomenal player. Maya, another one, excellent player. So I don't know what happened to Bayern Munich. Maybe they just had an off season, but we won't be playing them in the Champions League next season. So looking forward in terms of the squad, the best average rating was, of course, Maximiliano Sugo for us throughout all competitions. He was our top goal scorer, and Tanguy Ndombele was our best assist maker from central midfield. And I take a look at the first 11, and I honestly think that it's going to be a big struggle to improve this team. Now, I'm going to be looking for the right wing position again, like I did in the summer, but I just couldn't find anyone who was really the X factor. That's why I brought in Dimitar Alexandrov. You know, he's an excellent player, still got room to grow. He's very well rounded, but maybe he's not the cutting edge sort of right winger we need. Do I look at Moise Kean? He's had a fruitful season again this season, but he's a 3-star, 3.5 star. Could I get better? Maybe I could. Luis Enrique Orange is sitting on the bench with 3-star, 5-star. I've got him getting trained out on that left-hand side, so maybe I should start giving him more game time over Moise Kean. I'm not too sure about that. Harley Johnson, as much as I love the guy and the fact that he's English, he's not good enough to be a first-team player. Ndombele and Phil Foden have definitely made the positions their own. Matteo Guendouzi, who's of course been out for 9 months, he's declined quite a lot as a player, and as you can see by his star ratings, that is reflected in that. So it might be someone I look to move on in the summer. I don't know. It just depends who we can bring in, really. One of the areas where I will be looking for someone is the goalkeeping position. It's not something I can sit around and wait for Patrick Haller to become the world-class player that I think he will become. So I'll definitely see some moves in that position. And maybe another centre-back. We've got 3 absolute world-class centre-backs in my opinion. And Ruben Diaz, you just look at him, he's absolutely brilliant. Matteo Rios has come on leaps and bounds this season. And of course, we all know he got absolutely tormented in the Champions League semi-final. But maybe that's just because he's 21, he's still got room to improve. It doesn't say anything about him being weak in big game matches. So I'm not too sure what happened there. Maybe Dybala is just that good. Oscar Pfeiffer, of course, I think he's one of the best players in the world. Hands down. He's a 4.5 star now scored. Still got potential to grow. He's only 21. He's absolutely fantastic. He has been wanted by Real Madrid all second half of the season. They've been sending the scouts out pretty much every game. He's going nowhere. Another area where I think we might be settled, but maybe not. Left wing back Milagres is definitely our first choice now. Kieran Tierney has been well replaced. But I do think Kieran Tierney is a very, very welcome backup, really. I mean, he's an excellent player. And unless I can find someone who's better than Milagres to start, I'm not going to look at that too much. And in terms of right wing back, Paul Larola has played too many games for me. Alphonse hasn't improved as much as I thought he would. He is improved. He has been improving. I can't doubt that. But I don't know. Maybe get a loan out. I don't know. I'll have to wait and see during the summer. Rickson is, of course, the right wing back brought in from Brazil in this January transfer window. So I think I'll sell Paul Larola in the summer. Rickson and Alphonse will be our right wing back options, so maybe that's the way to go. So in terms of improvement, I'm really looking at goalkeeper and right wing. That's the big 2. If I can get a world class goalkeeper and a world class right winger, I'll pay whatever is necessary to sign them, because we do have that £230 million budget to play with. We'll just look at some of the awards here. Phil Foden wins English Players Young Player of the Year award. We came 3rd in the Golden Glove, and we do have Ndombele and Phil Foden in the Team of the Year. So we'll take a look at the end of season awards. Phil Foden won Fans Player of the Season with 35% of the vote. It was very close between him and Ndombele. Harley Johnson with the Goal of the Season. We'll take a look at that in just a second. Patrick Haller got Signing of the Season. He was very, very good signing, 1.8 million really, but he is a position I'm going to improve, and Young Player of the Season was given to Lincoln. And this is the goal that won goal of the season. I can't even remember who it was now. Was it Harley Johnson? Probably not. Oh, it was. What a strike, my son. Excellent goal from Harley Johnson. It was season in review. Just to remind us, Champions League semi-final defeat to Manchester United, English Premier League runner-up to Manchester United, in the FA Cup we lost in the 5th round to Middlesbrough, and in the League Cup lost in final against Manchester United. This might be interesting to some. The squad dynamics: Moise Keane, Kieran Tierney and Ruben Diaz, our team leaders. Francisco Trincao, Harley Johnson, Cabrera, Guendouzi, Rios, Lincoln, Larola, Foden, Pfeiffer and Ndombele as the highly influential players. And influential players: Luis Enrique Arranz, Milagres and Maximiliano Sugo. End of season confidence review. The board are very happy with how I've performed this season. So I believe our aim was Champions League qualification, first knockout round in the Champions League, semi-finals of the League Cup, and I think it was semi-finals of the FA Cup as well. Yeah, so they weren't too happy about that. Actually, the board are completely uninterested in the League Cup, which is fine by me. So we'll bring up our wraps to what has been quite a disappointing season. Manchester United have very much ruined it for us in terms of the Premier League, the Champions League, the League Cup. Some big changes in the summer, some big money signings, maybe, if I can find them. I would like to spend that money. I believe once I make them changes, maybe we could win the league. You will never know. Manchester United are very good in this game. Jose Mourinho seems to have the tactical nous to beat me every time, which is unsurprising. It's Jose Mourinho. But that's going to be it from me. If you've enjoyed today's episode, why not leave a like? And if you're enjoying my content, why not get yourself subscribed? Until next time, take it easy.